and welcome to Maker Spotlight. My name is Maggie Cullen. I am the Wholesale Director for Oh You're Lovely. And today we have a treat, not one, but two makers, co-owners for the same company. We have Kristen and Brigette Brzezniak, and they have put together krisbrig Creative, and they are based out of Buffalo, New York. How are you two doing today?
Wow, how are you? Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Of course. So quick thing about Buffalo, my mom and stepdude actually live in Tonawanda, New York. So
that's where my house is. Wow.
okay. Amazing. So I love that you two have started this business together, keeping it in the family. Love all of that. But I was, hearing a little bit about your backstory, and it actually started in a pretty profound and emotional way. Do you want to let me know a little bit about how this got started?
Sure. Back in 2018? Back in 2018, Bridget was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and I wanted to bring her flowers in the hospital, but I couldn't do that because Roswell, the cancer center that she was staying in, does not allow fresh flowers because of the pesticides for immunities and everything. So it kind of formed from that. It was making her something, and then that kind of expanded into making another one and another one until we jumped up and turned it into an LLC. So
yeah, I love that. I'm so glad to know you're doing well now, Brigette. That's rough for any family to go through, and for something so beautiful to come out of it. This partnership, this business, it's just an amazing story for you two to persevere and come through on this side of things.
Yeah. Kristen had thyroid cancer in 2012, I think. So she got it quite a bit before me. We didn't know about wood flowers then. Yeah, we didn't know about them then, but how nice that would have been.
Right.
Yeah. So that we could do this. So exciting.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about, since that time, how the business has grown. You do not have a current brick and mortar. Everything's online at the moment. And I'd love to hear logistics, like whose house has all of the flowers and the greenery.
Okay. So when we started the business, I lived at Bridget's here in her house, and we started everything out of here. Yeah. And it was making one arrangement extra, like a passion project, putting it on Facebook Marketplace, and a woman in Missouri actually wanted it. And that's literally how it started, flourishing after, internally with like our family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything is here at Bridget's house, our entire basement here and the garage,
we
everything.
seem to forget that we want families and all of that, and do have families coming along.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh no, it looks like the lovely warehouse downstairs.
Which is great when you have the room and have the capacity for it, but then it starts to be like, maybe
a little much.
I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah. But I mean, look in front of you. You had all these beautiful arrangements just to pop in.
Right. Yes.
And behind you.
Yeah. We're busy. We're definitely busy.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. So it evolved from one person just to, the word of mouth was huge. And there you go. Now we have quite a few regulars who like to do all different types of gifts with us.
A lot of custom orders.
Yeah.
Right.
Make the world there.
Yeah. So you guys are mostly in the kind of like home decor sector. Have you been? But I think I saw on Facebook you've also done some weddings and things like that.
We do weddings, not as often. Mainly just the stress level and what it takes to do that.
These ones are part of one right now, actually.
Yep. So we do primarily home decor, and like we said, custom is where we thrive actually. So we enjoy working with people and getting it exactly the way that they are envisioning as well.
Bridal recreations too, those are fun.
Yeah, we just started doing those over the summer, so those have been really fun for us.
Yeah. Well, I see right in front of you two are two types of things that most people want in their homes, and unless you have a great green thumb, it's not really possible to have orchids or succulents. For some reason, succulents, I think they're supposed to be easier. They're not.
No.
I've never done what have done the terrariums and done things like that. And the succulents are always the first plant to go in my house. So,
Get the shade of yellow.
yeah. But I love that these are two areas that you guys have gone into and really like kind of thrived in the orchid recreations or plants and the succulents. Do you want to talk a little bit about kind of, I guess, what started that for you?
Sure. Well, we actually started with succulent planters, like just flat planters that had 3 or 4 flowers and accents. And then we moved on to making just these 3D frames. So it can be tabletop or hang. So we had an exhibit in Geneseo, New York, and that's kind of where we birthed the idea of making the succulent gardens. I actually saw it on Pinterest, like some real succulent gardens that looked awesome. So I thought, okay, let's do that. And then starting with those for the exhibit, we just posted like a couple of preview photos, and more of our customers wanted those too. So we went crazy making these, and then we had been making orchids for years with the magnolia flower, but then we started making it in this smaller pot all the way up to like large orchids, and those have been like the all-star for Mother's Day for sure this year.
I love that. And one of, because I have my own side business now because I'm full-time with Oh You're Lovely, but one of the first things that I was doing was orchid plants, like out of, I think I was using actual orchids, but I love the idea of bringing in different flowers and just really like having this cool little house plant that you never have to water and you never have to worry about. It could be in the shade and it'll be fine.
Yes. I'm sad every time my real ones die. So just to see it like stay this vibrant and this cute, it's like, oh yeah, I'll take 12.
Yeah. So I love it. So there's a lot of ups and downs when it comes to running a business, and especially, siblings. I don't know if you find me and my brother on occasion. We both have strong personalities. I'm taking it from you two that you as well. So what are some of the challenges, but then on the opposite side, the pros of, working with a sibling and in running a small creative business?
There's a lot of times where we have conflicting like visions on something, and maybe that would add to the complexity of like getting a job done. But for the most part, like we definitely do fight. We cannot say we don't fight.
But we were born that way. We were born
anyway, without business. But like to touch on what I just said, it's a strength and it's a weakness, because we'll have conflicting ideas sometimes, but then we're also seeing completely the same thing in another aspect on a different project, and then that helps us just get things done faster with more enthusiasm and excitement.
Or if there's a different idea, it sort of like helps the project in some ways if you're like stuck trying to do something. So sometimes just having another creative eye to help you with that is just perfect to get the job done quicker, even though we have our jobs that take a little longer with that. Double-edged sword.
So do you split up in terms of like logistics of running the business and that sort of thing? Are there jobs that only you, Kristen, will do and only you, Bridget, will do? Or is everything kind of 50-50 right down the middle?
We pretty much try to keep it 50-50. I think it is important when it comes to doing things like taxes or, anything that's businessy. We like to tackle that together. It's new every single year. It's like learning something new with that. But for the most part, we're both doing flower dyeing and assembly. And
if an order comes in, a custom request, whoever takes that one first will just take that next one and
start doing it.
Go that way.
Yeah, jointly packing orders. Yeah, we pretty much do everything together.
I love that. I mean, identical twins. You were born together, so.
I know. Some people think it's a problem.
Not me. What is your
best friend?
Yeah. What is your favorite part of the flower arranging process?
Oh, I'll jump on that actually. I just love being able to just throw my own passion, my own creative flair on everything. So I like to tell people, let's say you like this specific arrangement. I'm going to be upfront with you and tell you it's not going to look 100% like that, because I want to just add a little different flair if possible to whatever I'm creating next, just to keep it fresh. And that is just so fun about the job and about what we do with the wood flowers, is it's 100% up to your imagination on where you want to take it.
Yeah, the whole creativity of it all. So it's, yeah, I don't think it's just one part of the process. I think the fact that you start with one flower and wind up at something that looks as pretty as it does, and that gets such compliments, you're like, oh, okay, that's really fun. And it keeps every day interesting for us, because there's always going to be something new and creative that comes up. Either we're thinking of it, or a client might have a request for something that we haven't done yet,
or we're seeing some of the awesome work in the Oh You're Lovely group on Facebook.
Yeah.
We just love that group so much.
Yeah, so much inspiration in there.
And like the sense of community is awesome. We love everybody in there.
On behalf of the group, thank you. It's a lot of fun to not only be around small business owners, creatives, but also seeing people who are just, wondering how do we work with these things, and seeing people chime in of like, here are suggestions and that sort of thing. Because everyone starts somewhere. And it's usually, when it comes to wood flowers, your first one, you're like,
yes, I never want to see the old ones again.
The first ones were crispy. We didn't use veggie glycerin. It was just not good. It was
like,
yucky.
what are we doing? So now, as people figure out processes and share them, it's super, super fun. You are pretty well known in the Buffalo area, right? Like, you're wood flower folks up there. And I like I mentioned, I saw, your TV interview and all that stuff. Like, how are you gals marketing yourselves and your business? Is there anything special you're doing? Let me know.
Yeah, so over the years, we've been featured on all different local channels for different programs that we've done. Or like 2021, we donated single stem roses to the frontline workers in the area. So we went to 15 different urgent care centers, 3 hospitals. So we did all that in the course of like 24 hours.
Donating is key. We donate every quarter. We donate a portion of our proceeds, so that sort of helps.
Just to a local organization or whatever in need. So we do really pride ourselves on that. It's super important for us to give back.
And we also have degrees in marketing too. Right. So we studied marketing in college.
But as for that,
but without that, we don't even really use that.
Right. And one of our first news stories was just born out of like someone seeing a project, and a girl from high school had reached out, and she happened to work for one of the local stations, and she's like, I really enjoy showing these. And we're like, okay, great.
Cool.
So it wasn't like us specifically reaching out anywhere to get these opportunities, but they sure did work out. The first story we ever had was,
January 2020.
So around there, or just before Mother's Day, I think.
No, with Mike Randall.
Oh yeah. Anyway, the orders came in like crazy.
They were flooding in during COVID. It was wild.
So that was a lot to learn. But for outreach, like I said, it's just been like somebody seeing us on a news story, or someone buying an arrangement from us and then telling their friends. So it's been wonderful.
And craft shows, getting out there too.
Okay.
Including thank you notes with our items.
Oh yeah, always handwritten thank you notes, and like requesting a review or a photo of where you put it, or just all stuff like that.
Personal touches.
I love all of that, and I think it's so important. And I do especially love the donating portion, because I think, when you are doing a lot of local business, like, you want to be seen as a positive enhancement to your community as well. And I love that so much. You're welcome. Looking at my list of questions, we've covered a ton right now. So one of my final questions for you is, we have a lot of people who are either starting their business, considering starting their business, or who've been in it. Do you have any advice for someone, either getting started or who's in it and needs a little push to kickstart even more?
Yeah, it was difficult to start. Some days it does still feel difficult. There's always going to be something that you don't know how to do. Don't hesitate to reach out and ask somebody for help with your work. And then when it comes to designing projects, or everybody in the Oh You're Lovely group is ready to give you advice. So there's probably somebody who's been through your exact issue that you're going
I
through.
know we have been. We've asked the
There's-
group so many times how to make certain flowers or just what to use for certain things. So that's like important. And just obviously just knowing yourself and knowing you can do it. And even if it's your full time or you have other things, just make one passion project and put it on Facebook Marketplace. I'm telling you, it works.
I love
if you get down to yourself, just realize like you're the boss. You can pull the creative reins here. And for some people, this is the outlet. This is the escape from the 9 to 5. So, just keep doing it because it's fun and it will be worth it. And you just need to find whatever specific project it is or whatever help you need and reach out to any of us. We're there. We'll help you through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we say just do it.
Yeah. I love the passion project, doing it, like step outside your comfort zone. And sometimes they don't work out that you actually post them to Facebook Marketplace. So, right. Sometimes they end up in your
right.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes centerpieces just land there. I can't help it. I got a new console table. It just was perfect. It jumped there. Honestly, I don't know how it got home with me.
But it's also, when you're doing that, sometimes it is like, because my brother has been helping me do some interior decorating of my house or whatever, and he's using old projects that I just had like in my craft room or whatever, and I'm like, that does look good there. Like, why? Why am I just putting up my own stuff in my own house? Like, and it can inspire you just in different ways. Like having an arrangement that you were like, that was a beast to make, and I did it. And it's gorgeous. Like, it's gorgeous, and that's just little inspiration pockets throughout your home.
I love those feelings when you get done and you're like, oh yes.
That's what it is. The downstairs is the supply. The upstairs is the showroom.
Yeah.
Every room is a showroom.
Pretty much.
Right.
Showroom.
I love all of that. So kind of my final question to you both is there anything new upcoming, big plans, anything in the works that you want people to know about, to be on the lookout from krisbrig Creative?
I don't think specifically on the horizon that's planned. We have discussed a few new ventures, being like
a make and take
class or a kit that if somebody doesn't want to come out and do it, do it at your house. So we're just planning the logistics of that. I think we're going to see ourselves doing that in the next few months. And I think that might be
what got some
people
weddings.
Enjoy.
Yeah, we have some weddings right now, and then just some personal things coming up. So it'll be Brigette is having a baby in September. So
we'll
it'll be a little bit of a pause.
Yeah, so we'll see what we can get through at that stage. But yeah, we're thinking people can get creative at home with this kind of stuff. And eventually I would like to have some classes making some flowers.
Yep.
I like to do that at whenever my time allows, or if somebody has a request for something that I'm really moved by, I'll give it my best shot and try to make the flowers. So yeah, I think that would be a great thing for us to do down the line as well.
Very cool. Well, if you do any make and take classes, I'm going to make sure my mother shows up. That'll be me sending my support from Virginia. But I want to thank you guys so much for this. For any of you out there watching, if you would have any interest in having your business and yourself spotlighted here on Maker Spotlight, we will have information on how you can do so below in the comments. Now, Kristen and Brigette, thank you so much. Anyone up in the Buffalo area, please check out krisbrig Creative. Thank you both so much, and I hope you have a great one.
Bye. You too.